There are still corners of our planet where human footsteps have barely, if ever, touched, where time moves by rules we cannot begin to understand. Hidden deep in remote mountains, silent villages crumble under the weight of years, their rooftops draped in moss, as nature quietly reclaims them. Along forgotten shorelines, rusted shipwrecks lie like the remnants of unfinished journeys, each one holding a story the ocean refuses to tell. Far beneath the earth, cold and twisting caves snake into an eternal darkness, opening into realms no light has ever reached. These are not mere remnants of the past. They are fragments of a secret world, whispering that something has been deliberately hidden from human eyes. What waits there is a mystery older than time itself. The Skeleton Coast of Namibia is one of the most desolate and mysterious places on Earth. Stretching across the country's remote northwest, it remains largely inaccessible, reachable only by four-wheel drive or small aircraft. Here, the scorching Namib Desert meets the frigid Atlantic Ocean, creating thick, ghostly fog that has doomed hundreds of ships over centuries. Their twisted, rusted hulls still lie scattered across the dunes. In one tragic case from 1942, a British crew shipwrecked and attempted to cross the desert. Few survived. Among the shipwrecks lie the sun-bleached bones of whales, seals, and even elephants. Shaped by silence, wind, and death, the Skeleton Coast is a natural graveyard where time has no meaning and few dare to stay. LECHUGUILLA Cave, United States. Hidden beneath the barren lands of New Mexico, LECHUGUILLA Cave is one of Earth's most secretive underground realms. For years, it was known only as a shallow pit that emitted strange winds. But in 1986, explorers broke through and discovered a vast, untouched world stretching over 150 miles. Inside are some of the rarest cave formations ever found. Massive gypsum chandeliers, 6-meter soda straws, and walls that sparkle with microbial life. No natural light has ever reached these chambers. Some bacteria discovered here survive by feeding on sulfur and iron, completely cut off from the surface for millions of years. Scientists believe these microbes may hold clues to life on other planets. Certain chambers are filled with toxic gases, making them deadly to enter. To this day, much of LECHUGUILLA remains unexplored, sealed off like a forbidden planet beneath our feet. WETLAND Park, Yangzhou, China. In the ancient city of Yangzhou, where canals have flowed for over 2,000 years, lies a hidden sanctuary, Yangzhou Chinese Wetland Park. Spanning thousands of acres, this vast ecosystem blends shimmering lakes, reed marshes, and winding waterways, forming a refuge for rare migratory birds. Morning mists drift over lotus-covered ponds, creating an almost dreamlike scene. Beneath its still waters, delicate aquatic plants filter and purify, sustaining a fragile balance between nature and history. Few visitors realize the wetlands conceal remnants of ancient waterway engineering from imperial times, or that some species here exist nowhere else in China. Beneath the rolling hills of New Zealand's North Island lies a hidden world of light, the WAITOMO Glowworm Caves. For thousands of years, underground rivers have carved these limestone passages, but their most magical secret is the tiny Arachnocampa luminosa, a glowworm species found only in New Zealand. Clinging to the cave ceilings, they emit an eerie blue-green light to lure prey, transforming the darkness into a galaxy of living stars. Silent boats drift through the black waters as thousands of lights shimmer above, their glow reflected on the underground river. Few visitors realize the cave system stretches far beyond the guided tours, with unexplored passages and ancient Maori legends speaking of a spirit realm within. Here, science and myth meet, and time itself feels suspended under a sky that is not the sky at all. High in the volcanic slopes of northwestern Iran lies KANDOVAN, a village that seems carved from a dream. Its homes are not built, but hollowed directly into ancient volcanic rock, cone-shaped formations formed by eruptions thousands of years ago. For over 8 centuries, people have lived inside these stone towers, their thick walls keeping interiors warm in winter and cool in summer, without modern heating or cooling. The layout follows the mountain's natural contours, creating a maze of tunnels, stairs, and doorways that blend seamlessly with the landscape. Few visitors know that some dwellings here are still inhabited by multiple generations, their traditions unchanged for centuries. On the eastern edge of China's Shengshan Island lies HOUTOUWAN, a once thriving fishing village now claimed entirely by nature. Abandoned in the early 1990s due to its remote location and dwindling resources, the village has been slowly swallowed by a sea of green. Ivy and thick vines crawl over rooftops, spill through windows, and weave around stairways, creating the eerie illusion of a living organism reclaiming stone and wood. The silence here is broken only by seabirds and the wind off the East China Sea. Few realize that beneath the greenery, many homes remain intact, beds, tables, and tools frozen in time, as if the villagers left only yesterday. Hidden in a remote valley of the Caucasus Mountains, Daugavs is known as Russia's City of the Dead. Nearly 100 white-roofed stone crypts rise from the hillside, some standing for over 6 centuries. Locals once believed entering the necropolis meant certain death, a superstition so strong it kept the site untouched for generations. Inside, archaeologists have found mummified remains, preserved not by human hands, but by the dry mountain air and mysterious ventilation holes built into the tombs. Many still contain personal belongings, from weapons to clothing, as if their owners might return. Some legends speak of a plague that drove entire families here to await their fate together. Surrounded by mist and silence, Daugavs feels less like a village of the past and more like a gateway to another realm. On the island of Capri, hidden at the base of steep limestone cliffs, lies the Blue Grotto, a sea cave bathed in an otherworldly glow. Sunlight filters through an underwater opening, refracting off the white seabed to fill the chamber with an electric blue light so vivid it seems unreal. The entrance is so small that visitors must lie flat in a tiny rowboat to slip inside. Timing their entry with the rise and fall of the waves. In ancient Roman times, Emperor Tiberius is said to have used the grotto as a private swimming sanctuary, adorned with statues of sea gods, some of which still rest beneath the water. In the heart of France's Limousin region lies Oradour-sur-Glane, a village frozen in the moment of its own tragedy. On a June day in 1944, Nazi forces swept through, massacring more than 600 residents and leaving the town in smoldering ruins. After the war, the French government declared the site would never be rebuilt, preserving it exactly as it was found. Rusting bicycles lean against walls without roofs, sewing machines sit atop charred tables, and the shell of a church still stands, its stone scarred by fire. Grass grows through the cracked streets where life once bustled, yet silence hangs heavy. On the edge of the Gobi Desert near Dunhuang, the Mogao Caves form one of the world's greatest cultural mysteries. Carved into cliffs over 1,000 years ago, this complex of nearly 500 grottos holds exquisite Buddhist murals, sculptures, and manuscripts, many preserved in vibrant color despite the passing centuries. Hidden among them was the sealed Library Cave, discovered in 1900, containing over 50,000 ancient texts, some dating back to the 4th century. Why it was sealed remains a mystery. Scholars suspect war, religious upheaval, or a desire to protect sacred knowledge. The dry desert air has preserved these treasures almost perfectly, and some pigments still glow as if painted yesterday. Deep in Kazakhstan's Tian Shan Mountains lies Lake Kandy, a place where the line between reality and legend blurs. Born in 1910, when a powerful earthquake triggered a landslide that flooded a spruce forest, the lake now hides an entire sunken woodland beneath its turquoise waters. From the surface, pale tree trunks jut upward like ghostly spears, but below, the icy depths preserve branches and needles as if time had stopped. The water rarely warms above 43 degrees Fahrenheit, keeping the submerged forest eerily intact for more than a century. On still days, the mirrored surface reveals the underwater canopy, a vision so surreal it feels like peering into another realm. Off the southern coast of Japan lies Yakushima, an island draped in ancient forest so lush it feels untouched by time. Thick mists cling to moss-covered roots, and towering cryptomeria trees, some over 7,000 years old, stand like silent sentinels. Rain falls here almost year-round, feeding rivers that twist through deep ravines and waterfalls that vanish into emerald shadows. Many believe Yakushima inspired the mystical landscapes of Studio Ghibli's Princess Mononoke, but few know its heart holds the Jomon Sugi, Japan's oldest and largest tree, a living relic older than the pyramids. Legends whisper of forest spirits dwelling among the twisted branches, guiding or warning those who enter. In the quiet outskirts of western Poland, hidden behind a wall of pines, lies the Crooked Forest, about 400 trees, all bent at the base into perfect northward curves before rising straight toward the sky. Planted in the 1930s, their unnatural shapes remain unexplained. Some believe they were deliberately shaped for shipbuilding or furniture. Others suspect a rare gravitational anomaly or damage from a heavy winter storm. Yet no records exist, and the trees bend in unison with an eerie precision nature rarely creates. Surrounding the grove, the rest of the forest grows perfectly straight, as if the crooked pines were marked for a different fate. Deep in the heart of Venezuela's Canaima National Park, Angel Falls plunges from the edge of Auyan Tepui, dropping nearly 1 kilometer, the tallest uninterrupted waterfall on Earth. Its waters often evaporate into mist before touching the jungle below, vanishing like a ghost. Hidden in a remote region of Tepui Plateaus, it was unknown to the outside world until the 1930s, when American aviator Jimmy Angel stumbled upon it while searching for a legendary gold ore. Local Payman people call it Kerapakupai Meru, meaning waterfall of the deepest place, and tell stories of spirits dwelling in the cliffs. The falls are so isolated, they can only be reached by river and air, and during the dry season, their silver ribbon thins until it seems to dissolve into the clouds, half real, half dream. In the heart of the Namib Desert lies Sossusvlei, a vast salt and clay pan surrounded by some of the tallest sand dunes on Earth, burning red in the dawn light like waves of fire. These dunes, some rising over 1,000 feet, are among the oldest in the world, shaped by winds for millions of years. The name means dead-end marsh, for here The Soshab River disappears into the sand, rarely reaching the pan. Scattered across its cracked white floor are the blackened skeletons of ancient camel thorn trees, dead for centuries, yet perfectly preserved by the arid air. The landscape feels frozen in time, where silence is so complete you can hear your own heartbeat. In southwestern Turkey, Pamukkale, meaning Cotton Castle, spills down the hillside like a frozen waterfall, its white terraces gleaming under the sun. Formed over millennia, thermal springs rich in calcium carbonate have created cascading pools of milky blue water, each warm year-round. The mineral deposits harden into travertine, giving the landscape its surreal, snow-like texture. Ancient Romans once bathed here, believing the waters could heal illness and grant longevity, and the nearby city of Hierapolis grew into a sacred spa. Beneath the terraces lie hidden channels that feed the pools, a delicate system still not fully understood. At the heart of Beijing lies the Forbidden City, a vast imperial palace complex that for nearly 5 centuries was closed to ordinary citizens. Built in the early 15th century, it contains over 9,000 rooms, each guarded by layers of gates, moats, and towering red walls. Within its golden roofs and marble courtyards, emperors ruled behind a veil of ritual and secrecy. Legends speak of hidden passageways, sealed chambers, and treasures lost to history. Some claim the palace was designed according to strict feng shui principles to channel cosmic energy, explaining why its wooden halls have survived centuries of war and earthquakes. At night, guards once reported hearing phantom footsteps or seeing shadows move across deserted courtyards. Hidden deep in the Austrian Alps, Ice Riesenwelt, world of the ice giants, is the largest ice cave on Earth, stretching over 26 miles through the heart of the mountain. Formed by an ancient river carving limestone, its frozen halls are sculpted anew Each spring's meltwater refreezes into towering columns, shimmering curtains, and crystal walls. The cave's entrance breathes icy winds so strong they can extinguish a torch in seconds, a natural air current that preserves its frozen wonders year-round. Discovered by Western explorers in the early 20th century, locals had long avoided it, calling it a gateway to the underworld. Even today, only the first mile is open to visitors. Beyond lie dark, uncharted chambers where the silence feels older than time itself. Off the coast of Yemen, adrift in the Arabian Sea, lies Socotra, a remote island so alien it's often called the Galapagos of the Indian Ocean. Isolated for millions of years, it harbors plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth. Most iconic is the dragon's blood tree, with an umbrella-shaped crown and crimson sap, once prized in ancient medicine and magic. The island's landscapes shift from white sand dunes to jagged limestone caves where ancient inscriptions hide, their origin still debated. Harsh monsoon winds make it inaccessible for much of the year, preserving its otherworldly solitude. Local legends tell of spirits guarding the island and of sailors who vanished after landing on its shores. Beneath the Chihuahua Desert of Mexico lies the Nika Crystal Cave, a hidden chamber shimmering with some of the largest crystals ever discovered, towering selenite columns stretching up to 39 feet long and weighing as much as 55 tons. Formed over hundreds of thousands of years in water superheated by magma, the cave is as lethal as it is beautiful. Temperatures soar above 136 degrees Fahrenheit with nearly 100% humidity, allowing humans to survive only minutes without protective gear. Discovered by miners in 2000, it remains largely unexplored, as many passages are still flooded in scalding mineral-rich water. Scientists believe these crystals may hold ancient microbial life, locked away for tens of thousands of years. In Nika's depths, beauty and danger fuse into a surreal, almost alien world. Hidden deep in the jungles of central Vietnam, Sơn Đoong is the largest known cave on Earth, a colossal underground realm so vast it could house a 40-story skyscraper. Formed over 2 to 5 million years ago, its own weather system creates drifting clouds and sudden rain inside the cavern. Sunlight pouring through giant ceiling collapses feeds a primeval jungle where rare plants thrive in isolation. The cave's subterranean river vanishes into darkness, its full course still uncharted. Discovered by a local man in 1991 and revealed to the world only in 2009, Sơn Đoong holds chambers over 3 miles long. Deep in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, Chichen Itza emerges from the jungle like a relic from another world. This ancient Maya city, built over a millennium ago, was more than a political center. It was a place of cosmic alignment and sacred ritual. El Castillo, the pyramid of Kukulkan, transforms during the equinox, when sunlight and shadow conjure the image of a feathered serpent descending its steps. Beneath it, a hidden cenote, thought to be a gateway to the underworld, still guards offerings and secrets. Many tunnels remain sealed, their contents unknown. In Chichen Itza, the stones seem to breathe with the memory of a civilization that mastered both the stars above and the mysteries below. Far out in the Indian Ocean, unreachable by roads and visited by few, lies Aldabra Atoll, the world's second-largest coral atoll, and a place so remote it feels untouched by time. Encircled by a turquoise lagoon, its 4 main islands cradle a labyrinth of tidal channels where sharks and giant manta rays glide. Aldabra is home to over 150,000 giant tortoises, the largest population on Earth, creatures that have roamed here for centuries. Declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, its isolation has preserved rare species found nowhere else. Ancient coral cliffs rise above the sea, some holding fossils that hint at a time when the atoll lay beneath the ocean. At the base of Mount Fuji lies Aokigahara, a dense, moss-covered forest, known both for its beauty and its unsettling silence. Formed on volcanic rock from an eruption over 1,000 years ago, its twisted roots and uneven ground create a maze where even compasses can falter due to magnetic anomalies. Sunlight barely penetrates the thick canopy, giving the forest an otherworldly stillness. Legends date back centuries, telling of Yurei, restless spirits, wandering among the trees. The forest is dotted with hidden caves, some filled with ice year-round, and ancient lava tubes that seem to breathe cold air. Rising from the heart of Australia's red centre, Uluru is a colossal sandstone monolith that glows from ochre to crimson under shifting light. Sacred to the Anangu people for tens of thousands of years, it is entwined with Chukurpa, ancient Dreamtime stories that describe how the land was shaped by ancestral beings. Caves at its base hold rock art so old their origins blur into myth. Scientists believe Uluru was formed over 500 million years ago, yet local lore speaks of it as a living entity, breathing with the land. Climbing is discouraged, not only out of respect, but because of tales of misfortune befalling those who disturb it. Jutting into the Aegean Sea, Mount Athos is a remote monastic peninsula often called the Holy Mountain. For over 1,000 years, it has been a spiritual refuge, home to 20 Orthodox monasteries clinging to cliffs and hidden in forests. Access is strictly controlled. Only men are permitted entry, a rule upheld for centuries under the belief that the Virgin Mary alone holds dominion over the land. Within its ancient stone walls lie manuscripts, relics, and icons said to possess miraculous powers, many never shown to outsiders. The monks live by the rhythms of Byzantine time, their days marked by candlelight, prayer, and silence. Legends tell of hermits who vanished into its caves, leaving behind only whispered stories of divine visions. In northern Tanzania, beneath the shadow of an active volcano, lies Lake Natron, one of the most alien landscapes on Earth. Its waters shimmer red under the sun, tinted by salt-loving microorganisms that thrive in extreme alkalinity. Temperatures can soar above 120 degrees Fahrenheit, and the lake's caustic surface can burn skin on contact. When animals perish in its waters, minerals encase them in a stony shell, preserving them in lifelike detail, turning the lake into a haunting gallery of natural statues. Despite its harshness, flamingos flock here to nest, drawn by the abundance of algae. Far from roads or settlements, deep in Russia's northern wilderness, lies Lake Balkan, an isolated, oval-shaped body of water that appears on few maps. Scientists have yet to fully study its depths, which remain a deep, shadowy green year-round, even when surrounding rivers freeze solid. Local hunters speak of strange ripples on windless nights and sudden mists that rise without warning, blotting out the stars. Some believe the lake was formed by a meteor strike centuries ago, its crater hiding minerals unknown to modern geology. Others claim to have heard low, resonant hums from beneath the water, as if something ancient still moves in the dark. No boats are kept here, and few dare swim, fearing the lake's uncanny silence and the belief that it remembers those who trespass. Beneath the scorched desert of southern Tunisia lies a hidden world, Matmata, where ancient Berber families have carved entire homes into the earth. These troglodyte dwellings, dug as deep as 20 feet below ground, form circular courtyards surrounded by cave-like rooms. Built to escape the blistering heat and sandstorms, these underground homes stay naturally cool in summer and warm in winter. Some are over 1,000 years old, still inhabited and passed down through generations. Few know this remote village doubled as Luke Skywalker's home in Star Wars. Underwater tornado at Cenote, Angelita, Mexico. Deep in the Yucatan jungle lies Cenote Angelita, a sinkhole unlike anything you've ever seen. At about 90 feet below the surface, divers enter what looks like a swirling underwater tornado, a thick, ghostly cloud that stretches across the cenote like a flowing river. But it's not smoke or mud. It's a layer of hydrogen sulfide, separating fresh water above from salt water below. Swim through it, and you descend into darkness, where tree branches poke through like a submerged forest trapped in time. Cenote Angelita isn't just a dive, it's a surreal plunge into a world where the laws of nature bend and the earth hides its secrets in plain sight. Catskill Pillar, Georgia. Rising like a stone needle from the lush valleys of western Georgia, the Catskill Pillar is a natural limestone monolith that towers 130 feet into the sky. But what makes it truly extraordinary is what sits on top, a tiny monastery and hermit cell, built by monks seeking complete isolation from the world. Believed to have been a sacred site since pre-Christian times, it was revived in the 9th or 10th century and restored in modern times by a lone monk who lived there for over 20 years. With no elevator, access is only by a near-vertical iron ladder. Few ever climb it, but many marvel from below. Beneath the quiet plains of Cappadocia, Turkey, lies one of the world's most astonishing secrets: Derinkuyu Underground City. Carved by hand over 2,000 years ago, this sprawling subterranean labyrinth descends nearly 300 feet underground, with 18 levels of tunnels, homes, churches, stables, and ventilation shafts. It once sheltered up to 20,000 people, completely hidden from the surface. Stone doors could seal each level in total silence. No one knows exactly who built it or how such complex engineering was possible. Derinkuyu isn't just an ancient refuge, it's a forgotten world buried beneath our feet.